Uh-oh. Facebook, Instagram. Good to see you guys. It's been a while. We appreciate your patience with everything. We've been trying to add in something called Whatnot into the streams that we're doing on the podcast. And it's kind of gone a little bit awry. And we're trying to get back to the basics here. And obviously with everything going on in Cincinnati, we wanted to make sure that we're talking to the immediate folk. We've been diving into a lot of V-Friend stuff too, man, which a lot of people don't know what that is. But it's something that's taken a lot of our time and a lot of our money and a lot of our attention. But we're not here to talk about that, bro. We're here to talk about everything Cincy today. How you feeling, big dog?
Yes.
AI back in the saddle, bro.
Yeah, man, it feels good.
It feels good to be back on this platform too, at least for me, because
I agree.
Like, what people don't see is me sweating and cursing at the computer and all these things like 3 minutes before we go live. And it's been like that. See, Instagram can't see us. So it's been like that for the past like month and a half, man, trying to add this Whatnot thing in. So it's like every time I'm good at juggling 5 things, but as soon as you throw another bowling pin in there, I'm like, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that there's like a threshold there. And I mean, Whatnot is a really useful and awesome platform, but it doesn't necessarily connect with everything else that's out there on the market in streaming senses. So when we're like, it's kind of like you have this easy path of what.
Try to straighten your camera out so they can see you. You're gonna have to grab this part. Yeah, there you go. There it is.
That's not bad.
There he is.
Hey, what's up? So the thing with these streaming platforms is they all kind of work in their own way, where Whatnot it's kind of out of the box. So we're trying to get Whatnot a part of our like integration of all of our streaming, and it has been a challenge, but we do have a really like awesome community on Whatnot, and we love talking to them. So if anyone is on Whatnot and they are seeing this stream right now, anyone that we know from Whatnot,
big love for being on Instagram.
Yes,
Highlander, what's cracking, man? Good to see you in the chat. Highlander's always here, stepping up for us.
Jordan is cool.
Yeah. All right, bro. So we've got a full tribe here, man. We've got Yam and Tyrell. Courtside Kurt. Oh, look at that. See, the camera's too close, bro. Too close. You're too close, man. I'll get it fixed. I'll get this one here switched over to Tyrell's face, so we got that one. We just won't have one for you and I.
That's cool.
Which is fine, because we got ours separate anyways. But everything going on in Cincinnati right now is wild, man. Like the video that came up. I guess it was it Saturday morning? Because it was from the fight Friday night, or was it Saturday night? Sunday morning.
I feel like it was Friday night.
I think it was. Yeah, it was, because Ice Cube was on stage saying that the Big Three was playing at Heritage Bank on Saturday. Which, man, I'm so bummed I didn't know about that, bro.
Big Three's cool, bro.
Big Three's
real
insane.
Cool.
Like,
it's amazing,
bro. The fact that they've got a ball doesn't lie. So if you get fouled, they do the ball doesn't lie. So if you get fouled,
shoot for it.
You shoot for it. You make it, then it was a foul. If you don't make it, wasn't a foul. And like, that's the type of stuff, bro, that we grew up on, right? You know what I mean? Like, there was no refs out there in the basketball courts out there, when you're just playing out in the streets or whatever. So like, to be able to bring that into the market, and like, Ice Cube's doing a great job of it, man. There's a lot of people that are trying to like mute how big the Big Three's getting, but when you see it, bro, it's like a lot of these players like that retire, they're not done playing. No. You know what I mean? They just don't want to. They don't want.
It's hard to be in the professional sports lane in general.
Well, when you're working out, you got to work out 5 days a week. You get 1 day rest, and then the other day you're playing. You know what I mean? Or even more than that, depending on the series. But it's one of those things where, if it's the Big Three, there's only 3 players. It's not as fast paced. There's 4-point shots, there's 5-point shots, or whatever. And man, I'm here for it, bro. I am
Wait till
I am
Steph Curry gets
100%
there.
here for it.
Wait till Steph Curry retires from the NBA, gets a little older, and then enjoys the big three with
Who
his shot.
do you
5
think
pointers all day?
Who do you think that's retired right now that if they went to the big three, they would light up the big three? Like we're just put that franchise and on the highlights.
Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson.
Who's Joe Johnson?
He used to play with the Atlanta Hawks, like back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just underrated.
He played with the
like,
Brooklyn too.
Played with the Nets too. Yeah, he did play with the Nets. Yep.
I'd like to see Larry Johnson. I think Larry Johnson would be dope. Might be too old. He's probably in his 60s now, right? Probably in his 30s and the 90s.
What about
What if they locked in
Chris-
Jordan
Chris-
for 2
I was
years?
gonna say Michael Jordan, but what about Chris Bosh?
Yeah.
Chris Bosh, he would bring some eyes.
Chris Bosh.
He wouldn't,
might-
and I don't think he would be the defining player.
No.
You know what I mean?
but he would be a big name.
Brandon Jennings.
See, you're, I'm thinking of people like Tim Rice. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't even think Jerry Stackhouse could do it, but like, you know,
Jerry Stackhouse.
Kendall Gill.
I don't know
Like
him.
what's Kendall Gill doing these days, bro? You know what I mean? Alonzo Mourning. Are all these people just too old? I mean, I don't know. I'll get it swapped for you. But you know, it's one of those things where it's like the players in the 90s, like they weren't making hundreds of millions of dollars, bro. Like a lot of them, you know, like thankfully Charles Barkley took some advice from Jordan instead of like the $3 million deal that Nike was going to give him for his shoes. Jordan said, take like 300 grand or 500 grand and then take stock options. So instead of getting paid $3 million off of the shoe deal, he got, you know, 300 grand or 500 grand, and then a percentage of all the shoes that were. I'm sorry, he got stock in Nike, and so it's like tens of millions.
He gonna get more money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's more than tens of millions, but you know, like it's dope, bro. Because there's, like I said, there's a lot of players that back in the day. Pete Rose is a prime example. One of the greatest players in Major League history, and had to sign autographs for the next 30 years to pay bills. You know what I mean? Johnny Bench, another guy who he had to sell all of his memorabilia to pay for his bills because his wife left him. He was like 70 years old and had a 3-year-old, something like that. Like, it was wild. And then his wife left him, and he had all these bills that he had to pay, and he was like, I'm just going to sell all my sports memorabilia. And one of his buddies bought all the memorabilia and then gave it back to him.
That's cool.
That's friendship, right?
That's
there.
friendship for sure, bro. You know what I mean? But that's one of those things where it's like you don't think about that. Like you think about, you know, like rest in peace to Ryan Sandberg. You know, you've got these players that were phenomenal in the 90s, but like, you know, the hype wasn't there. The jersey sales weren't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
you know, I had a Mark Grace jersey, but it's not like the entire, you know, west side of Chicago was rocking Mark Grace jerseys.
Right. Oh, yeah. Certain players get like small fan bases, but they're not outside of that city. You know what I mean? There's certain players that anyone will buy a jersey for everywhere, but then there's certain players that like the local market just.
Like, how many places are really selling Dallas Cowboy jerseys in Chicago? You know, I mean, how many places are selling Reds jerseys in New York? And you can't just hop on the internet and say, I'm going to buy a Reds jersey.
Yeah.
You know, so like you had to go to a specific place like a Dick's, or, you know, actually the only place here that would sell jerseys that were outside of Cincinnati was Cook's downtown, right? The sporting goods shop. So that's where I would go to buy my jerseys that I couldn't find anywhere else back when I was in high school. And that's just, you know, the times change, but it's, you know, you think about it, like you see Chad Johnson where he's like, I'm going to change my name. And they go, if you change your name, you're going to have to buy all the jerseys. And he's like, all right. And they go, if you change your name, you're going to have to buy all the jerseys. And he's like, all right, I'll buy all the Chad Johnson jerseys because I know that everybody that has these Chad Johnson jerseys are going to now re-up and buy the Ocho Cinco jerseys.
Yeah, and
You
then
know what I
can
mean?
Sell the Chad Johnson jerseys off that and make probably way more money.
Right. It's crazy to think that the NFL was like, you're not allowed to change your name because you're going to affect our sales. You know what I mean? But he was like, no, bro. Like,
That's interesting.
if I have to, I'll buy every Johnson jersey out there.
But he's going to make the money over anyways because then those Chad Johnson jerseys become rare.
Of course.
It's like that's kind of the beauty of it is like you're doubling down because if you change name like what
it's like dropping a Connect
Meta World
jersey.
Peace.
Ron Artest, yeah.
Ron Artest, yes. When he changed his name, I wonder if the NBA had something to say about that.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they probably.
Meta World. He goes from beating up fans to world peace.
Meta World Peace, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
But-
in the stands too.
But I got
Fighting in the
I got to
stands.
be honest, bro. That was a hell of a shot throwing that glass of beer on him like that.
Yeah.
He was laying on the sports table,
Yeah, sports day.
and it was someone just flipped it, and it just landed right on his chest, bro. It was one of these too. It was just a plastic cup, just bink, beer everywhere,
Pissed off.
and he didn't even,
I think they would have pissed any man off.
Anyone.
bro. But he didn't even. He just charged, and he looked at the one person that looked guilty and just started swinging on him. You know what I mean? Like didn't see it coming, didn't see anything. It was just something hit him. He was like, oh,
Nope.
over with.
Over. You're
But
about to get-
anyways,
and
man.
you're off balance. I'm not you're like a beast too.
Right.
The person's not ready for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
no, definitely,
no.
definitely didn't expect that, bro. He was probably just sitting there going, "Watch this, bro. Watch how much you want to bet I can flip this cup on him." And all of a sudden, he just gets his ass whooped.
Person turned around. Oh shit.
Yeah. All right, man. So we got people paying attention here from Cincinnati, which is where we're based out of, Newport, Kentucky, right across the river from downtown. We're less than a mile from 4th and Elm, which is where that brawl happened over the weekend.
Wild.
And I'm sure everybody got a chance to see the video, right? You saw it?
Yes, I've seen it. Yes.
Kurt, you saw the video of the brawl downtown?
Nah, I didn't.
You didn't?
You didn't see the brawl yet? Okay.
I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, so there was a brawl that happened over the weekend in downtown Cincinnati. It was around 3 a.m., so obviously when all the bars are getting out, there was just a confrontation with this Russian guy and a black dude, and it looks like the argument's almost over, right? And then the Russian guy slaps the black dude on the face, and then all hell breaks loose. Like, and you know, I don't. It wasn't like a bitch get out of here whack slap, like get out of my face. It was more of like a disrespectful, like, sure, bro, you're gonna do something, and he did something. You know what I mean? So
I was about to say, there's many different types of slaps. You got the slap upside the head. You got the hard nose. You feel me? Like hardcore slap. You got the one you
got the muff, bro. The muff is the
stiff
worst.
arm.
The muff is the
Stiff
worst when they
arm.
just fucking that was the move when you were in the 90s, bro, is muffing people. But so the fight broke out and it just went haywire, bro. Like it was the Russian guy who he was probably like 6'2", 6'3", like pretty big looking dude.
Okay.
But once the fight happened, like I said, all hell broke loose. The Russian guy got knocked to the ground, and then he was getting kicked in the head. Some guy was they were calling him Goonie, and he did like the.
Wait, he was just him by himself?
There was like I don't know if the other guys were with him or not. There was a couple of other white guys that got beat up too. And then the problem with this is towards the end of the fight, like it was all just one big brawl right in the middle of the street. So right in the middle of 4th and Elm, and towards the end of it, this lady comes in. She's wearing a dark blue dress, and she's trying to like break up the fight or
Why
something.
would she do that?
Man. And so she walks up to the guy that in the red shirt that got slapped in the very beginning of the fight. She's talking with him. Not talking, she's yelling, and whatever she's yelling is like, you know, but she's not pushing him. He's up against the car, and she's saying something to him, and then this lady comes up behind her and grabs her by the back of the hair and pulls her away, and then this other black dude just punches her right in the face, bro, and she lights out, like falls back, hits her head on the concrete.
Instantly.
This poor woman's dress is raised up so you can see her underwear, but eyes are open and she is dead to the world, bro. And it was the same guy that was going around like sucker punching and stomping on people. You know what I mean? So like I get it, like rage is rage, but you know, like you've got to like tone yourself down. You've got to figure out a way to you know, to stop what you're doing, because he just turned around and just sucker punched a woman like that, bro. And you know, I feel so terrible for her. She's a single mother, and you know, she went to the hospital. I don't know how she's doing now, but
what was her reason? Like, was she like the girlfriend of the guy?
No, she was with a group of girls on a birthday party, so she wasn't even a part of the mess.
Yeah, she should have stuck to the birthday party.
She should have stuck to the birthday party, and that's the problem, man. Is like, you know, a lot of people think, you know, that I can stop this, or they want to be the one to step in and be the calm reason. But you know, there's no calming people when there's drinking, bro, and that's the issue.
That's it, yeah.
And you know, there was the news. The police chief did a press conference yesterday, and she blamed the bars, she blamed the adults, she blamed everybody but the police. And she was saying that, you know, we had police on duty, but there was so much traffic, police couldn't get there. You know, but we're going to prosecute the bars that gave these people drinks, and we're going to prosecute the people that, you know, that started the fights. And it's like, you know, like you got to take your own responsibility, because the second that they got off air with that news conference, I read an article that said most of the police officers were relieved of duty at 2 a.m. and that fight happened at 3. So, you know,
they already gone.
That, bro, and the bars get out at 2:15 like that. That's when all the bars let everybody right into the street. So if you're letting all the police officers off at 2 a.m., like, your job isn't done. It's almost done. You know what I mean? That's like taking out the pitcher in the 9th inning, bro.
It is. Literally,
you know,
yeah.
It's just, it was a stupid move on Cincinnati's part. And you know, she was saying it took the police how long to get there because of the traffic. I'm thinking 4th and Elm is 4 blocks away from the precinct at the Banks. You know what I mean? Like, they've got a little precinct down there at the Banks where all the cops are anyway.
Are based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, but then again, you know, thinking about it, like when I saw the fight, I assumed it was like 7th and Walnut. You know what I mean? Like where like the majority of the bars are. So like it happening on 4th and Elm's kind of an odd block for it to happen. You know what I mean? Just.
I wonder how it even, because we only see the video. There's something that happened before that.
Oh, for sure.
I'd love to just see what happens in the first 30 seconds before someone turns that camera on.
Someone's going to have to prove it, or someone's going to have to show it, because if not, like, I think everybody needs to get arrested in that video. The you know, the white people, the black people, like anyone that was instigating shit. You know, it's not like there's a time and place for everything, bro. And like at a time when all the adults are saying like these kids are acting like idiots out here, and I'm not going downtown because these kids are acting like idiots.
Exactly.
Like we're representing society as adults, and so if we're doing the dumb shit, then what? Like, why the fuck would the kids not do it? You know what I mean? Like, it's just acting as if.
Yeah.
I just, you know, it's a shame to see, and the, you know, the worst part is. The news stations got drug across the carpet over it too, because they didn't do any news stories on it. They didn't do any press coverage of it. And even like I never watched the news, and Kayla and I were watching the news, and I was like, as soon as they started talking about local stuff, I was like, oh, here we go. They're gonna talk about the fight downtown. Never came up. Like not even a mention of it. Like it's not in. So like Channel 9 posted, hey, we understand everybody's concern on why, you know, we didn't post these videos, or why we didn't like you know, do any what their job is, right, is to provide the news. But they said that they didn't get access to those videos, and that they've actually even reached out, and somebody said no to letting them use the video for the copyright. So, and they're like, and they brought the whole, penal code 7765-242 says that, we've got to get permission for anybody's content to repost it, which I understand, you know what I mean? But to not acknowledge it at all is a disservice, because that's your job. As a news channel, you're supposed to provide news, whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of the news that they're posting is from other fucking cities, bro. It's from other states that have nothing to do with Cincinnati. Like when I hop on Facebook and I'm scrolling and I see a news article about some crazy shit that happened, I click on it and it's from Minnesota, and it's like,
but about here,
yeah, it's okay. I'm glad that you're putting news out there, but we need to know what's going on in our own backyard. And if you're not telling us, then you guys need to go somewhere so Hilarious Scales and these people can step in and take your job, because they're about to, bro.
That part.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hood News 75, bro. He is killing the game.
He's changing the game.
He is not only killing the game, he is changing the game. He is
boots to the ground, bro.
Boots to the ground. He is so in tune with this city. He understands what it takes to get to the heart of what the city's about. I mean, he's getting up earlier than everybody else. He's getting downtown, getting first in line, and he's listening to his scanner, and he is there, and he's giving people what they want, and he's doing it in a fun fashion. What's up, Tucker? What's up, Tucker? What's up? Yeah, but huge shout out to Hood News 75. Appreciate you. I love what you're doing. We are very thankful for an energy like yours for the city. And, since we've had that podcast, people come into the store pretty often and they see it on our TV, because we play the podcast episodes on the TVs around the store, and people will see it like, you got Hood News 75 on here? I'm like, yes, sir. And every single person has a positive thing to say. Everyone loves what Hilarious Scales brings to the table. We love what Hilarious Scales bring to the table, and Hood News 75, that's the future of news. That's the future. The future is now, because he knows what he just gets people. He understands the assignment, and he doesn't play games, and he gives inspiration in there. He gives nice quotes that people can really live by. He's insightful. There's just a lot of upside to having him in our town, and he's always got Native's always got his back, for sure. Absolutely. Beyond the Stage does. I do. Jay does. We are definitely here for what he's doing, because people will come to the store and literally say, I saw him on your podcast, I need to see where he's at, and they'll because of him alone. That's cool.
I get that more than the Joe Exotic one. People are more amped to see Hilarious Scales on the podcast than Joe Exotic, which is wild, because Joe's like a household name.
Yeah.
But Hilarious Scales is a household local name, right? So it's crazy to see that, it's just it's the content, man. It's when it comes down to it, Hilarious Scales
is relatable.
Keeps putting stuff out there. He's relatable, bro. He's relatable to the white people. He's relatable to the moms. He's relatable to the black people. He's a chameleon, and he's the perfect person to put in that situation, because he's unbiased, right? He loves the police officers. He loves Cincy. He just wants to be there and be a part of it and get the news out there. And he's really good at what he does. I'm here for it, bro.
Me too. I'm so happy he is part of us now, man. It's just cool that
if it was Hood News Louisville, Hood News 71, I'd be so bummed, bro. You know what I mean?
Hood News 71. I'm here for I like the 75. I mean, just learning about how he goes about his business was fun to listen to, and now that I know when I'm watching his stuff, I'm like, he is getting up so early for this stuff. And he's traveling.
He's got a family,
and he's
bro.
got a distance. He doesn't even live that close to downtown.
Right.
That's
and he's
love.
there. He's there quick, bro.
Quick.
Yeah.
But he knows what he's. I mean, it's. I don't know. I like hearing about the intricacies and how these people make it work. When we had OG Stank on, when we had that one mailman, it was really insightful to know where he was mentally as he was kind of taken away from his mailman responsibilities and going into the comedian circuit, you know, and that's just cool to see the transition of someone. But with Hood News 75, he's not going in a different lane. His lane is this lane. You know what I mean? Like where you know, Mailman had a lane that he's built off of, but now he's doing full-time comedy. Like,
right.
He's still selling stuff out. Like Sean is crushing it.
100% committed, bro. And that's and that's the
committed. I love that.
And that's the difference between the people who make it and the people who don't, man. And you know what Gary Vee says all the time is like, you got to go out and do it. Like, you know, can't talk about it. You got to go out there and do it. So, you know, when people look at Hilarious Scales and they're like, oh, I want to be a social influencer. I want to be popular. It's like, but can you put in the hours that he does? Can you get up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., and drive down to downtown Cincinnati just to record a video? You know, it's not hard work. Like, getting in front of the camera isn't hard work as long as you're comfortable being in front of it. The hard work is being dedicated to wake up out of sleep at 4 a.m. to go there and stand in front of a car accident and record a video. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the difference between the social influencers that make it and then the wannabe influencers that want the limelight without, you know, how do I get there? Like, you gotta fucking get in the car and get downtown to where the action is any time of the day, no matter what time it is.
Commitment and consistency.
That's the biggest key, because if you disappear for a month, you know, just like that dude that was making that plastic gasoline, you disappear for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden everyone's like, the government got him. He's gone.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I saw a post. They said his mom said he in good, like, everything's good. He's just trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
I
I
made a post about it.
That's what Andrew said too, and that's one of those things, like, you really don't know, man. Like, you know, when he posts something and says like, oh, there's, you know, some crazy stuff happening and I've got people watching me, and then he doesn't post anything for 2 weeks, you know, there's a good chance that it was probably, you know, I mean, he's not going against the biggest companies in the world. He's going against the biggest company in the world, the oil industry. You know what I mean? The whole industry. The whole shit, bro. And the you know, I've watched this TV show called Landman. I think it's on Prime. It's incredible, bro. It's Bob. What's that old dude's name? That
Bob Lazar?
No, he was he played Bad Santa.
Bob Dylan.
Something like that.
Bob
No,
Barker.
No, it's not. No, Bob.
Bob.
He did the baseball movie too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Bob Dylan. But
Billy Bob Thornton.
Damn.
Billy
Bob
I was
Thornton.
trying to think of it.
So Billy Bob was is the main character in it, and it's basically the whole movie's about oil, and they're trying to move these oil lines, and he's like, let me tell you something, sweetheart. Everything that the earth is made of oil. He's like, the fucking the coffee cups that you use has oil in it. Like, everything has oil. If we stopped using this oil within 10 years, the entire country would shut down. You know, so like, he's like, you don't realize how dependent society is on this little liquid right here. So if you got somebody that comes in and can take plastic and recycle it into reusable fuel, that's a big whoa.
That's a big whoa. That's your life on the line.
That's the tires that never deflate. That's the car that runs on water. Like, all these people have disappeared.
Super products.
Yeah. You know about the car that ran on water,
Yes.
that the guy disappeared.
Yeah.
Same thing with the tires. There's no reason for tires to have air, right? Like you could literally build that whole thing with rubber. It'd be expensive, but we wouldn't have to fill them up. We wouldn't have to replace them if we ran over nails and anything.
It just sticks in it.
It wouldn't damage it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would damage it, but it wouldn't. They wouldn't deflate.
Yeah, you're so right.
Why don't we have non-air tires? Because
they need to make money.
Firestone's out here fucking
Yeah.
holding people hostage.
Holding us hostage.
So, you know.
Dude's making technology to change the world, and people are worried he's going to disappear. Really disappear, not on his own accord.
It's like a money thing.
It's all money.
It's always money.
It's all money. It's literally the basis of everything. Is we live in a capitalistic society, so you get more money the more product you produce. In some societies, it doesn't matter how much you produce. You get paid the same no matter what. But in this capitalist society, like I was talking to somebody about their tattoos, and when you get tattoos in Japan, the person who does the tattoo only does one tattoo every 3 to 4 or so many hours, a long time. They have everything clean, everything sterile, and they might only do 2 appointments in one day. That's it. And he said, I get paid no matter what the tattoos, so it's going to be clean and perfect.
Right.
Here, you might have bust out 4 or 5 tattoos so you can get more money because it's capitalism.
Yeah.
But it's not like that in a lot of countries because they're doing professional work, but they're not rushing because they're getting paid no matter what because take their time. And that kind of society, like smooth. Here, people get cut corners. Making, you know what I mean?
For sure. I can see a double-edged sword on that because when I moved to Tampa, I moved there for the gutter shutter. It was a company that basically put gutters on houses, but it had that top to it so leaves wouldn't get in the gutters.
Okay.
So that's what I moved to Tampa for, and the original reason why I moved out there. But within 2 months of having the job, the company went under because of the fact that the guy that started Gutter Shutter was from Cincy. He brought the franchise out to Florida, and then I was a sales guy, so I would go out to the house and I would measure everything up, and I would give them the price, and then if they agreed, then obviously it was a sale, and then we sent it back to the office. But then my boss would hire a third-party company and then pay them by the hour to get the job done. So the jobs on the houses were taking 2 weeks to get the gutters in, right? 2 weeks, and within 2 months, the company started hemorrhaging money because they couldn't get the jobs done. They were taking too long. The whole thing was based on like it was structured wrong. So instead of having one job, the gutters are $3,000, and then getting a company in there, knocking it out in fucking 1 day, and then paying the staff $1,500, and then you pocket $1,500. He was charging the staff by the hour, thinking that he's getting a better deal, but it would take 2 weeks. So now you got 8 people working 5 days a week, making $15 an hour or whatever it was, $20 an hour. For 2 weeks, so a $3,000 job was end up costing the company $3,000
on top of the 3.
Well, he wasn't making any money on it. You know what I mean? So it was because he was outsourcing it to another company and paying them by the hour instead of by the job. So as soon as he changed it by the job, they were getting them done in a day. You know, but at that point it was too late, bro. Like they were hemorrhaging money and couldn't fucking figure it out. So, like, within 2 months of moving to Florida, I was like, okay. Like, first time I ever moved out, like, away from my parents and all that shit. And, like, within 2 months, the company was gone. And I was like, oh, okay.
Damn.
So that's when I started the clothing line out there. And I was also working for a music magazine. But the music magazine, I was getting paid, like, out of the pocket, bro. Like, you know, I would stop by and he would give me like $80 out of his pocket. And it's like, okay, you know, and it's like on to the next one. But I was just doing the same thing. I was just selling ads in the music magazine. Like I wasn't doing anything fun.
Gotcha.
But
it's a grind.
it was a grind, and it was cool because like I really got to see like how it was like being a part of City Beat when City Beat first started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got to see that whole back end, which was cool.
That is cool.
And then seeing all the cool people that are involved too. You know, each person had definitely their own personality and their own characteristics. When it comes to a music magazine, everybody is like an ex-musician or like an ex-photographer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like they all kind of found their way, and it was like, you know, it was an apartment that the company was in, but it was like a big ass studio where like they set it up. It was cool, bro. Like I love being a part of that little like underground music scene that was there. But again, like I said, it was like a lifetime ago, dude. Lifetime. Like I don't can't remember anybody's names on it. It's just like one of those things where it's like, all right, that was a little blip in my life.
Yeah. I mean, but it was a significant blip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would say because just that's part of the story. I mean,
I had to figure it out, bro. You know what I mean? Like I moved down there and I grabbed a lease on a condo I couldn't afford. I could afford it, but it was with that job, and once that job was gone, I was like, uh-oh.
Once that job was gone,
what's next?
Got to have a backup plan on a backup plan.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're in a new city, so there's new opportunities. You know, I'm sure the motivation was crazy there because you're in a fresh city, so much opportunity. You know what I mean? Like they haven't seen your talent in that city yet. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. If I go to a new city, a new situation, I'm here to reinvent myself, whatever that city may need.
Right.
And I'm going to do what I like to do, and it might be music related, it might be journalism, but I'm going to find my way because that city they have their people in place. I'm putting a new spin on something there. That's how I would go about it if I was going to go into, any city where there's like fashion and like people that are on the grind for something. Slow cities are hard to do stuff. If it's a small town, you can't really make a lot of waves. You could, but a big city like that, you might be 2 steps away from someone at the top of because a lot of times people are like, oh, he's from out of town. I can trust. I can work with this because I don't have any exterior.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that was one thing that I noticed with Kurt, is being from Alabama. He has got a totally unique outlook on things, and you know what I mean. That's kind of how I see it with you, man.
It's always like it's and the perspectives is so different. Like spending 17 years down there and then moving up here. You know what I'm saying? So I've been up here long enough. It's still like places that like my friends and stuff tell me about. But at the same time, I've been up here long enough to know what certain stuff is too.
What do you think? What have you learned the most from your time in Cincinnati versus your time in Alabama? What have you learned? What is the biggest difference you think? Outside of the weather.
I would say like the business aspect, for real.
Business?
Yeah, the business aspect, from everything from like the resale game to like what we do to like unheard of, black owned, all those different areas. How everybody has like their own like storyline, like what they shoot for, like what's the reason that they started their journey?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And becoming to do what they're doing.
It doesn't happen very often in Alabama.
It was just like around that time I was like young. I moved up here like my senior year of high school.
I feel like Alabama's more like sports oriented. Like people aren't trying to open up streetwear stores or skate shops. Like I feel like Alabama's more like football based. You know what I mean? Like college athleticism. I don't know, man. Like I haven't been. I never lived in Alabama. My dad's from there, so like we would spend, every year we would spend a couple of weeks out there. But it's like it's Southern living, bro. It's like the like people there, like they're comfortable with where they are. You know what I mean? Like I don't need the $1 million house. I don't need the 3 cars. You know what I mean? I'm good at where I'm at. But I could. I mean, I could be Jasper though. Like that's you know that's
Jasper, Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't spent too much time up in Jasper, but I mean, like, it could be something as simple as like we stay here and they just left, but Uncle Jimmy's about to buy this house right across the street from us. So like now you got like your own like
and that's the truth too, bro. Like Alabama's very, very family oriented.
Yeah.
You know, like but ever since I was a kid, it was the exact same thing. Like uncle owned this property, grandma like had the trailer on my Uncle Jerry's property. Like they all kind of just it was all like family oriented always, bro.
So like on my mama's side, well, it's on my mama and my dad's side, but I'm gonna say on my mama's side first. So like we got my grandma house and my mom still stay there. And it was this dude named Cameron and Trey. It was these white dudes I used to like ride bikes with. We used to sing Ludacris videos together, like Ludacris lyrics, like from Roll Out and all that. Like we used to sing them together, riding bikes and stuff. Then they ended up moving, so they went to like Georgia or something like that. So then years later, my uncle ended up buying a house that they stayed in. You feel me? So like, it's just like that. So now it's like my grandma's house right here. My uncle got a house right across the street. But my uncle passed away, so now my granddaddy, he got it. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. Give it to me now. 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 I wanna lick you from your head to your toes. Yeah, he used to play this
Come on.
on the radio. Down to the floor.
Man, Luda was so dope, bro.
I think that song called Fantasy.
Yep, sure is. Yeah, bro. I still remember when that song came out because I was working at this place called Sandvik. They made the little metal balls in the top of ballpoint pens. I worked for that company. And that fucking there's a whole company, bro, that just makes those little balls for the ballpoint pens.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking insane.
That's crazy.
And they're over there by the airport, so they're over in like Burlington, right over there.
Yeah.
But they made like all these like weird metal parts for cars and things like that. But that's the actual company where that they produce the small metal balls that are in the ballpoint pen. So when when you're using a pen, there's a tiny ball in the point of it that just spins and just lays the ink down.
That's like some shit you don't think about.
Bro, and you know what's crazy? You never think about stuff like that. There's an actual company that makes that little thing.
I got one for you.
All right.
Who you think is a company that make like the little thing that go on your shoestrings?
The tip of it?
Yeah, it's called an aglet.
An Oh, you're talking about these things or
like on the tip of the shoestring though.
That little plastic piece
that you stick through the holes in your shoe to tie your shoes up.
It's bro. I mean, they got to be a dependable company for real because those things, like I abuse these, bro. Like so whenever I just did it right now. So whenever I lace my shoes, I never tie them, but on the very top, I'll push what do you call it?
The aglet.
Aglet. I'll push the aglet through the same hole of the last lace, right? So when it gets to the end, I'll put it through there so it's nice and tight so it doesn't pull back out. You know, like I could put this aglet on this hole here and run it through, but then it's going to slip out all the time. So like I'll shove it through the same little spot right there so it never ends up popping out. So, and I've had to hammer these things through like the eyelets before. You know what I mean? So like I know whoever's making those aglets, that's what we call them.
Yeah,
Aglets.
They're killing it, bro.
They are. Yeah.
They're the only company that should be rocking those, making those for real.
Back in the day, like if it messed up, like you know how they get like cracks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, if it messed up, we like this was like when you had like Air Force Ones and stuff like that. if it would mess up, you take like a lighter and just light it like the tip of it a little bit, so that it'll sharpen up. That way you can stick it through the hole of your shoe.
Ah, genius.
Yeah.
Ingenuity. I love it.
Ingenuity, yeah.
But yeah, bro. So when I was working with that company, man, there was a time when the PlayStation 2 came out, and I stayed up all night to get it. We actually, me and Matt Cadell drove to the Florence Best Buy to make fun of the people standing in line waiting for the PS2. And when we got there, we realized that there was only like 30 people in line, and they had 110 PS2s. So instead of making fun of the people, we were like, let's just get in line, bro.
Yeah.
So we got in line, and I ended up buying 2 PlayStation 2s that day. I got, because there wasn't 110 people in line, so they went back through and gave everybody a second ticket so you can buy a second one. So they were like $300 each. I bought 2 of them for $600, walked out the door, and sold one of them for $700 before I even got to the car.
Made your money back?
Made my money back on both of them, bro. Some lady came in wanting to buy one for her son, and I bought the one that had the skateboard with it, the Tony Hawk skateboard. So I had like the special version. So I ended up selling it to her right in the parking lot. But I went to work that same day, dead tired, bro, and I was falling asleep when I was trying to work. And ironically, that same day, somebody took one of the forklifts and knocked over one of the aisles. So and we were pickers, right? So basically, like, order came in, long list of shit, and we just pushed the cart. Like, we're basically just shopping at a grocery store, pulling stuff, putting it in the cart, and then bringing it up to the people who will scan it, put it in a bag, and then ship it out. So one of the guys on the fucking forklifts ends up knocking one of the aisles over. Big, I mean, I'm talking like 10-foot shelving
dominoes?
units. Domino. Bing, bing,
Oh,
bing,
my goodness.
bing, bing, bing.
Any video of this? Security cameras?
Gotta be. There's gotta be.
It was all PlayStation 2s?
No, bro. It was all those small fucking metal beads. It was all those little beads from the pins and all those other things. So like that's I went to Best Buy that the night before to go buy the PS2. Came into work, no sleep, and then another guy that was working ended up knocking over these shelves. So they just all dominoed, bang, bang, one after another, and all these little metal beads that are in these pins. They come in these little red boxes that are like this, and they've got like 30 of them, and then a little plastic top that you slide off. So when this thing fell, bro,
they just rolling
everywhere, dude. And I'm like, I can't even keep my eyes open, let alone like I'm gonna have to clean all this shit up. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. Thankfully, it wasn't me running the skid to make that happen. But.
Dude,
Anyways,
I can imagine dominoes in real life though.
Oh, bro, it was the craziest thing because it's like that's not gonna happen. There's no way. Oh,
not real life.
No, it's not gonna knock over the second one. Oh shit. Oh. Like
oh my.
It's such a slow roll too. Like the first one you could have stopped, but like once it gets to the third one, you're just like,
And then little metal balls rolling everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. Yeah.
Balls.
And they're all different sizes too because they make metal parts for everything. So as these beads are falling everywhere, it's like it's either lost product or we're gonna have to put it all back together, dude.
Lost product.
Let's talk about Bengals, man. Shamar Stewart signed the contract.
He's going to be playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, not going back to college. We all kind of thought he had the option to go back to college, and he could have been drafted by a different team or the Bengals again. But
is that so? Like what were the stipulations to that? Because I read that even if he went back to college and then came back, he would be a third-round pick for the Bengals because he already agreed. I don't know. Like I don't know if there's any truth to that at all. You know what I mean? But because he never signed the contract, so technically, like he could probably end up suing and saying, "I never signed a contract, so I don't want to go to the Bengals."
Yeah, he does. He wouldn't. He could have been drafted by anyone who would have picked him up.
But what
That's a
happens? What
risk.
happens to the Bengals if you lose your first round draft pick the year before? You know, you picked him
I think
like
that's it.
like the NFL said, here's your choices. We want this guy, and then this guy goes, I don't want to play for them. I'm just going to back out of all of it. You know what I mean? That's to
It's
me.
happened before.
To me, that's like a crude scenario. That's like us doing a blind box open for V Friends. After the cards are open and we didn't get the 101, we go, I don't want that pack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've already entered the draft. I've already committed to the NFL
process. The
process. And then once the cards are pulled, you go, I didn't like that pack.
But it is kind of the Bengals on the Bengals for putting that clause in the contract.
For sure.
They were expecting, you know, I'm sure for him to give a little bit of pushback, but to go to this degree, I mean, he signed, but he got extra money out of it, right?
He got extra money up front. So
Yes.
the guarantee,
Yes,
the
extra money up
$500
front,
grand came
yes.
up front.
Yeah.
You know, which is dope. But you know, like to be honest with you, bro, like with the amount of shit that Mike Brown has got over the past 15 to 20 years on, you know, being this like old white guy that just controls. He almost, to me, he almost feels like a Marge Shot. You know what I mean? Like
Marge Shot.
like not as racist as she was, but like one of those things where it's just like old style mentality. But I did hear Pac-Man talk about it. Pac-Man's like, look, bro, I've been to jail. I got paid. Mr. Brown's the man. Mr. Brown's always been in my corner. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to worry about here. Which is honestly, that could be a huge reason why Shamar did sign the contract, because like out of anybody on the Bengals, like Pac-Man's the one that's had the most controversy, bar none.
There's not. I don't even. There's a close second.
Ray's
Maluga,
had a couple DUIs and a couple problems, but yeah, I mean, you know, but Pac-Man, I mean, he's just out and about. It's like it's not that trouble finds him. It's that, you know, drunk people come up to players all the time, bro. You know, and like I had it happen to me when I was at FB's one time, and I had a buddy that was with me that was drunk. And he was like, oh, shit, is that Pac-Man? And I'm like, yeah, bro. And he's like, I'm going to go talk to him. I'm like, I wouldn't. And he's like, oh, well, I need to go talk to him. I was like, bro, like, just let him do his thing, man. And so he ended up going over and talking to him. And, like my buddy Matt was just drunk enough where he was trying to be nice, but stumbling over his words and, you know, just kind of like, it's just what people don't want. You know what I mean? Like I don't like if I'm out, like I don't want a drunk person coming up to me, you know, talking about my clothes or whatever it is. Like it's great, but you know, it got to a point where Pac-Man almost fought him, and Mason was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And I was like, I told you, man. Like he's not that person. You know what I mean? Like when he's out, you gotta understand that you guys are in the same room. That's cool enough.
That's cool enough.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
cool
you don't have to go up to him and talk about his season, talk about how he's doing. Like you don't want to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Same thing with Andy Dalton, man. Like Andy Dalton could have been so good for the Bengals. But like one thing that I've always noticed about Andy Dalton was he paid attention to what everybody said on Facebook. And he would reply, bro. You know, like after a Sunday loss, like people are like, "You're a fucking piece of shit. You know, you fucking suck. I can't believe you did this." And he would respond like, "Hey, I'm sorry. You know, I'll try to do better next week or something." You know, and it's like his manager needs to take that phone out of his hand. He doesn't need to see any of that. Because like if I have a bad day at work, if I work at McDonald's, bro, and I fuck up somebody's order, I don't need 300 people that weren't a part of the equation going, "I heard you fucked up today.
Yeah.
I heard
Those
you
fries
fucked that
weren't
pizza.
salted, bro. What are you doing?
If that was me, I would have made the burger great." And you're like, "Okay, sure, bro." Yeah, if that was me,
And-
I wouldn't have thrown that 80-yard pass. I would have thrown 76 to this side. And it's like, okay, bro, but you're not in this moment. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And Andy Dalton is the nicest guy.
The nicest guy, bro.
He is the
and
nicest
that's
guy,
the thing is
yeah.
like he
nicest guy.
He reads the comments and apologizes to the people that are berating him.
Yep.
And it's like, get that phone out of his hand, let him enjoy his time with his family and stick to football, bro. Like don't worry about the chatter, because if you read the comments on your YouTubes, you're gonna hate yourself.
Yeah, because they're just the internet trolls.
Yeah, always, bro.
They're just there to keep the internet
Man,
a wild, wild west.
You want to talk about internet trolls, bro? Like Terrace posted the video of the fight.
He did. I watched it.
And I commented on it, and I said the white guy definitely started the fight with slapping the black dude, without question.
Sure. Yeah.
I said where I draw the line.
What kind of slap? Was it like a?
It wasn't like
Oh,
a.
that's disrespectful.
It was like a, okay, buddy, you know,
Across the face.
yeah.
Across the face.
Yeah,
It's
right.
over
Yeah,
with.
right in the cheek, bro.
Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah. Oh, it's over with for sure, bro. Then you don't put your hands on me, dude. But anyways, man. So Terrace posted that, and I said the white guy definitely started it. You know, but what I don't stand for was the sucker punch from the female, like the woman. The woman got sucker punched for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, and got knocked out cold.
Which is unacceptable.
And some girl, Leah Crush, I think her name is, or something, like some black chick commenting like, you can get it too. And it's like, what? Like, first of all, like I'm standing up for
You can get it too.
women.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I said if that would have been Kaylin, I would have been John Wick for the next week.
Oh.
And she goes, ain't nobody worried about your John Wick ass. You can get it too. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck, bro? Like I'm standing up for a woman, which you are. You know what I mean? And saying that it's not right that she got sucker punched.
She probably
No, when
didn't
she
read
gets
the
sucker
message
punched.
right.
Well, that's not even fair.
Not, bro. It's like
It's like that. I don't care if it's woman or man.
I don't even care if she's got her chin out waiting for it. It's not fair.
It's not
right.
fair, right? Sucker punch is like you're.
Even sucker punching a dude isn't fair.
In
Sucker
general.
punching a female.
But
She-
anyone gets sucker punched, instantly saying that's not fair.
For
so
sure.
anyone that's saying defending a sucker punch, you should get sucker punch.
I can get it too. According to
her, but she can
Probably
get sucker
didn't read
punched.
She probably didn't read the message right, because you know people be like.
She's got rage in her eyes, bro.
Yeah,
She's got
and
rage,
she
and that's
probably-
and that's
She's seeing
and that's-
red.
and-
She's
and-
seeing
and that's-
red, yeah.
and that's what I said. I said,
Exactly.
here's the issue.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. I'm defending a woman getting beat by a guy, and you're taking it to race. That's it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there's no reason for you to take it to race when I said that this isn't right, that she got sucker punched. And then she's telling me that I can get it too, and no one's worried about my John Wick ass. I'm gonna tell you right now,
She probably
if
just
Kaylin got sucker punched in a fight, this entire city would have to worry about me being John Wick, because I would kill everybody and I would go to jail
Yeah,
with a
let's not do
smile
it.
on my
Okay,
face,
all
bro.
right, we can say that.
Man, I promise you,
like,
bro. I promise you, like when it comes to family, nobody messes with family, bro.
Yeah, so-
And so if somebody sucker punches Kaylin, I'm John Wicking
If
everybody
he sucker punch a
I'm-
man's girl, he has to defend his girl, basically.
without question, bro.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'll defend a stranger in that situation. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if that happened to Kaylin, I would spend the next 10 weeks hunting down everybody until the cops caught me, and I would go to jail and I would be fine as fuck, bro. I'd be fine as fuck, because I would be okay with it, because it's about vengeance at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
But you know, with that being said, I'm a peaceful person, bro. I'm not trying to fight anybody. Like I've done my fighting. I've fuck.
Yeah, no,
We've been in a
understand what
lot
you're
of
saying.
fights as
We
kids.
understand what you're saying. Like, if somebody like put their hands on your woman, then you got to do what you got to do. We
Uh,
understand what you're saying.
100%, bro. Like she's my best friend, man. Like if anyone has anything wrong with her, then you got something wrong with me.
Yeah,
You know.
For sure.
But that's how. But that's how it should be. That's how, like, every male should be protecting the women. You know what I mean? Like, regardless if it's your best friend or not. You know, you should look out for these people, bro.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how the people think right now. Every man's go like protect his woman for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like a friend or a girlfriend or whatever. Not like a random stranger. It depends on the situation.
For sure.
That's how I feel. Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna get myself killed over somebody I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I totally understand that. In a situation like what was happening on Saturday night, you gotta stay out. You don't need to jump in. You don't need to do anything. Like,
that seemed like that was her only problem, is that she jumped into that.
She would have been completely fine.
Probably should stayed out of it.
Yep. Yeah, but that's the thing, man. Adrenaline's running. You think that you're the calm person that can speak reason. There's no speaking reason when alcohol is involved, bro.
De-escalating the situation.
Because they're looking at it from a distorted point of view. Because like the drinking is like, all right, everything is louder now. I'm gonna be more assertive. I'm invincible. And then once the alcohol is like taking its full, like its peak, man, people are sensitive. Like, alcohol brings that honest truth out of someone. You know what I mean? And that's where a big factor I think this comes from. And that night, I mean, that fight that happened in Cincy, that was some barbaric shit, bro.
Barbaric, for
You know what I mean? Like, you had so many people going left and right, slamming people against the car. Like, I saw, there was just so much happening. And
no police presence.
And then the guy got dragged in front of a car and shit. Like, yep. I mean, that is just,
barbaric.
I mean, criminal behavior.
Sound like some hood shit.
And I don't care if you are blaming one way or the other, and you were disrespected to the fullest extent. I didn't say the slap wasn't criminal. It's all criminal. But I'm just saying, this city has been poorly represented by the citizens, and it's disappointing that's the national opinion of us.
National level, bro.
National opinion of us, dude. When you hear some of these big reporters talk about Cincinnati, they say
you're gonna shit yourself.
Yeah,
when
you're
you
gonna
see
shit
the video,
yourself, bro. It's not for the faint of heart. It is, dude's getting wailed, boom, boom, from people left and right, and then that lady getting knocked out right on cam.
Hey.
Nice.
I tried to go for the rainy mouth.
Let's watch your reaction on the camera.
So, I don't know, man. Like the fact that the news didn't report on it is its own conspiracy theory.
Got a whole boxing match going. Like,
just wait, dude. Just wait. It's about to ensue like some crazy barbaric shit.
So
everyone out for themselves kind of thing. It has like riot vibes a little bit.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Dude is big. He about like 6'6", 240.
The white guy, big Russian guy, yeah.
Russian guy and shit.
But that's the thing.
So you can't put your hands on nobody's face like that. As soon as you do that, it's on the floor.
Yeah, for sure, bro. You can't even muff somebody. Like I said, muffing is the most disrespectful shit, bro. Like, I remember getting muffed when I was like 14. I was like, nope.
Doing that,
muff is
and
just
you see, and it's
somebody
not, and
taking
it's not,
their fingers and just pushing your forehead.
And it's not and this is not a race thing too, because there's other people there that are not getting hit.
This a man thing.
One on one, right? Well, then there's multiple.
Doing that to somebody's face, a grown man doing that to somebody's face. That's kind of like if you like spit on somebody.
Right.
Might as well, bro.
So
Might
it
as well
is not.
spit on them.
But they're trying to spin it that way, dude. They're trying to spin it all sorts of racial.
Yeah, they're trying to take it all to a racial context, bro. Which isn't.
Of course, they go do that.
This
is just a man thing. Ain't no grown man about to let you slap him against the face. It's over with.
That's just on
it's
one.
It's a grown man thing.
Yeah, because there's plenty of people not getting touched.
So there's 5 people that have been arrested so far. 2 they've got the mug shots out. The only 2 with the mug shots that are out, it looks like, was the guy with the red shirt that got slapped first. He's been arrested.
Damn.
And It looks like it might have been the chick that grabbed the back of that white girl's hair right before she got knocked out. If the woman that was arrested with the blonde and black braids.
Yeah, she was doing something.
I've always been an advocate. If a girl get in your face and she acting crazy, bro, just move her out the way. You feel me? Just move out the way. Be like, look, girl, go on.
Not even touching her. Not even touching her. I'm turning my back and walking.
Girl, go on, move, get out the way.
Don't touch them.
Yeah.
As soon as you touch them,
as soon as you do, come on, you already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, bro. It's a shame too, because we were, what we were saying was like the news didn't report on it, and when the news doesn't do their due diligence of diffusing the situation or having some sort of resolution, then it just goes wildfire. So like those videos went wildfire, and Elon Musk was commenting on it before the news, bro. You know what I mean? Like JD Vance was in the middle of a news conference and was commenting on it before the news was.
It had something to do with the Russian black, like.
No, because like the only thing, we're the only people that know that dude's Russian because of the comments and stuff that happened underneath the feed. Like to everybody else that's just watching it, it's just a white guy versus black guy. Yeah,
right.
And so they're all putting it towards racist.
I mean, that's all the comments I was seeing. I was like looking at this, and I'm reading it because you can usually really tell if something is like racially driven because it either screams it's like obvious, or it's also right there. It's also like you can hear the words in the background and you can hear the context. This context was literally straight up man on man disrespect. Retaliation.
Yeah, it was definitely.
That's it.
Ain't had nothing
Disrespect.
To do with race.
Exactly. Disrespect, retaliation, and now we've got an outcome that makes Cincinnati look like.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. It'll blow over.
I think it'll blow over too, but I do right now. Cincinnati always has a bad look, though. It has our whole lives, dude.
Banks
always.
Has been,
all the people worried about any kind of. People are like worried about shootings these days. I mean, this world is unpredictable, and I hate to see our city be not targeted, but be on the lookout. Watch out when you go through Cincy. That's not what you want. You know what I mean? We're like,
that doesn't represent our city at all.
And it never did. People for the longest time wouldn't go to concerts in Cincinnati because of the stabbing at Bogarts. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a huge deal. Like literally, like bands like Taking Back Sunday, they just stopped coming here because they would just go to Louisville, go to Columbus, and just they get the same people. They'll skip right over Cincy because they're the managers and the booking agents are fearing for their artists. Like, and that's.
I mean, when it comes to this like center of the Midwest, they can go to Indianapolis and you'll get the Cincy crowd. You can go to Columbus and you'll get the Cincy crowd. You can go to Louisville and you get the Cincy crowd.
Louisville's got a lot of venues.
Or you can go to Cincy and get the Louisville crowd. You know what I mean? Like there's so many, and even Lexington. Lexington's another spot where you'll see if the show's not coming to Cincinnati, it's coming to Louisville, Lexington, or Indiana.
Rupp Arena maybe.
Yeah.
There's so many options.
Yeah.
I mean, Louisville has a lot of underground music venues though. It's not just
they've got some
a lot of
dope
stuff.
ones, dude.
Yeah,
they got some fucking super cool ones.
They've got a hangar. They got a whole. I mean, I saw Chiodos like hangar 50.
I've been there.
Yeah,
hangar 15, hangar 51.
51.
Is it? It's like is it 2 bars? Is it like a music venue and then you go outside and then it's not outside but like another part of the. Is that the one? I think it is.
It's a big tin can.
Nope, not what I'm thinking of.
There's one that was like that, and then there was 2 of those. Hangar 15, Hangar 51. Those both ring a bell, but I think Hangar 51 is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I saw Chiodos there. But that's the thing is, there's a lot of hidden gems, so you don't need Cincinnati in a lot of these agents' minds. Like,
oh, for sure.
We want them to come here, but like think about it. If you're not from this area and you're not even no dog in that fight, you're out of that. You're like skip Cincy. We don't need them. Yep. And like you move on. Like Indianapolis offers plenty for the music in that sense. I mean, there's not the scene in Cincinnati is bigger than Indy's, but as far as a venue, put them there safer. And that's just like not representing our city at all, like you said. Like, it's not. I think our city has a lot of passionate people, but this city gets stepped on a lot, man. Like,
sure does,
like
bro.
it gets stepped on a lot. So I think there's a lot of people that are feeling a little dismissed and overlooked, and that's a shame because there's an adverse effect to that. When people are feeling overlooked, they're gonna start acting out. You know what I mean? Looking for attention. Not saying violence is the answer, and that's what everyone's doing, but one incident scares the whole world. You know what I mean? And it's just the way it is.
Well,
media is the thing.
The problem is, bro, is we've had so many instances at the banks, and it's always teenagers. It's always teenagers. It's always like there's an excuse for it because they're young, they're dumb, it's fucking summertime. You know what I mean? Like they've got nowhere to go. They can't go to the bars, so they go to the place that has the bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's no excuse when it comes to it, like adults wilding out like that. And you know, for the police department to blame the bars, I understand, like, you know, you guys are fed up because people are frequenting downtown, and you know you got to work till 3:00 in the morning because the bars are getting out. That's your fucking job. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want people walking around 3 a.m. drunk, then we got to get rid of bars altogether, and that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So you've got to either protect the people all hours of the night, or we got to figure out a different way, because it's not, you know, letting all the police officers out at 2 a.m. because they worked hard on a Friday night, bottom of the ninth, and you just fucking put the team away and put the second string.
Why would
in.
they let our public safety off early?
It doesn't make any sense.
We should not let our public safety off early. In fact, public safety should be 24/7. There should never be a moment when there isn't somebody,
especially from fucking
patrolling.
1 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's when all the trouble is.
4 to 6.
You can even narrow it down 2 to 3.
You can, but I would
can
say
narrow it down. You can probably narrow
never.
it down to 2:15 to 3:13.
Hold on,
sure, but I would never relapse it anyways, because over time people will recognize that that's a lapsed area, and people will take advantage of no patrolling.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's the thing, is like you need to patrol when the bars
Always.
get out. I lived in Ybor City, bro. When the bars got out in Ybor City, this is like a secondary fucking
Stella Jim is live.
Hey, it's like a second Bourbon Street. Ybor City is, right. So at
Farewell. She's getting rid of it.
Huh?
This is her farewell to her card.
Oh, really? She's got it available on Whatnot for like $226,000.
Claw to Legacy is what she calls it.
So,
Yeah.
but like living in Tampa, bro, like at 2:00 in the morning when the bars got out, they had the weekdays. There were the cops on horses, like that would just patrol the street. And if I mean,
it's
because
intimidating as fuck.
It's intimidating as fuck, because you're talking like 20-something bars within 4 blocks, and they all let out at the same time. So the cops are just walking up and down the streets on the horses, and if a fight happens, the horse gets in the middle of it and just spins and kicks. It's fucking insane, bro.
Like kicks is like as a warning, or is like kicks is just
It just spins and kicks. If you're in the way, you're getting fucking hit with their back legs. They'll spin and over and over again. And like just to break up the fight, and it fixes it every single time, because nobody wants to get hit by a horse's fucking hoof.
kill you.
You know what I mean? And then
face.
on Saturdays, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they have a helicopter that hovers over the city at 2:00 in the morning, and they literally have a spotlight that they're just shining on people, bro. And it's like, Ybor City is probably the most dangerous place I've ever lived. Like more dangerous than Chicago and all those other places. And there was never issues because they know how to handle their shit. You know what I mean? Like when the bars got out, they didn't hide around the corners and pull people over. The cops would get on the highway at 2:15 and go 15 miles an hour on all 4 lanes. And they would drive 3 miles out to this this exit called Dale Mabry, which is kind of like a turfway exit. All the bars, not all the bars, all the restaurants, the Denny's, the strip clubs, the football stadium is all off of Dale Mabry. So the cops would do a rolling stop is what they called it. So they would just drive 15 miles an hour out of Ybor City with everybody drunk following them. So you would just be driving 15 miles an hour out of the city until you got to Dale Mabry, and then the police would leave, and then you can go back to doing 55 miles an hour if you wanted to. But 70% of the cars were getting off of Dale Mabry because of the strip clubs and the Denny's and all those other things that were over there. Genius, bro. Genius. Instead of being the prick that's hiding behind the bushes, pulling people over and having people, trying to juke and juve, like to try to get out of the city without getting like arrested.
Yeah.
They just played it fair. They were like, we know you're drunk. We got the horses here. We got the helicopters. Just making sure everyone doesn't fight. You know what I mean? Get you to your car safely. And then once you get to the car safely, we'll get you to Denny's safely. After that, you're on your own.
Figure it out.
Yeah. But like that
That's
was
interesting.
It was incredible, bro. It was incredible.
That's humans not forcing something.
Right.
They're
it
doing the
works,
natural.
bro. It works. Do something like that down here in Cincinnati because the bars are so spread out, and when it comes to Ybor City, it's one street. Bar, 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 bar. Actually, bar, 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 bar. You know what I mean? Like even
Nothing
the
outside
upstairs.
of that? Or is all the bars concentrated?
No, it's like the one street over has got more bars, but it was just Central Ybor, that one strip. It was like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 blocks long.
Where's the closest gas station?
2 blocks over. It wasn't far. Actually, there was a couple. So like Central Ybor was on 7th Street, and then 6th Street was where the other bars were, and then 5th Street had the Holiday Inn and a gas station, and then on the opposite direction, you had to go. So it was 7th Street, which is where all the bars were.
The perception of it is so everyone that is on one side of the fence of it, they're like, hey, I don't want to risk going into this situation because it's unpredictable. Because there's some unpredictability going to a certain part of downtown, and it's being like we're talking about these, whether it's kids carrying weapons just for whatever reason, or it's people getting egos and fighting, and it's unpredictability. So when you go into the heart of things like that, people will not go. They will go out of town for gas. You know what I mean? And it's just the nature of it. And really, like, not that far away from there is the exit to 471.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can get right to the gas station, like right down to Newport. So like gas isn't that far away, but in the walking distance sense, that's about the only thing.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
where gas is.
So check this out.
Yeah.
We shot a music video with Santino Corleone a lifetime ago, and
I just saw him.
All right.
Yeah. At Madison Theater.
I had my Corvette at the time, the '77 Corvette, and he wanted it for the music video, so we brought it out there, and we were doing the music video. Took a lot longer than we thought, and I actually ended up running out of gas, so I had to take the 1977 pristine Corvette over to the that Shell station on Liberty, and when I pulled up, bro, it was like it was a memorable moment because it was like everybody was like, damn, look at that car. But at the same time, it was like everybody was walking up going, you got money? You got any cash I can have? You got any, loan me $5.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll pump the gas for you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got it. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But then, like, the hardest thing about that Liberty gas station is the window, because like they don't let you in the store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to be outside, and it's just like at that point you're just waiting.
I feel like you're
Right.
like the bank when you.
Yeah, bro, you're waiting for the teller. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I've I've never had a really bad experience at it. I know the perception and where it's at because Cincinnati has its own thing, but I've never had a bad experience there. You know, I was delivery driving. I had to drop off food there all the time so we can get gas and go. But it's just one of those things where when people hear about one incident, it's just a lasting thing. People,
if you're looking for trouble, you can find it.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like I've learned that a long time ago. You know, if you wanna get in a fight, you can get in a fight. If you want to avoid a fight, 99% of the time you can avoid a fight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just being able to control that rage or control that anger, or to understand that, like, you know, it's not the right time or place. You know what I mean? Like whatever is going to happen here isn't going to change tomorrow. It's not going to make me feel better about tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to fighting when you're drunk or anything when you're drunk. Like the next day, it's like, bro, like just let it roll off your sleeve, because you're going to be way happier in the morning if you just let it go. You know what I mean? Like how many of those guys on that fight Saturday night wish that they were just like, damn, bro, like, why did I do that? You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't I have just sat there? But it's also crazy to think that the police were like, there was only one person that called the police during that instigation. But most people think police are patrolling and they'll be here. Like if they see ruckus, they'll be here because it's a big night downtown. They've got a bunch of events going on. You know what I mean? Like they need to be patrolling. Don't get off at 2:00 in the morning when the bars get out at 2:15.
Why would that even be a thing?
That's ridiculous. But probably because they had to come in and work earlier because of the whatever event was going on. The not Tall Stacks. What was the event going on at the Jazz Fest? So since Jazz Fest was going on, maybe they had to start work at 4.
But you can't
and pull a 10-hour shift.
But how do you? The goal is to protect people. If you're not there,
don't leave at the bottom of the 9th, bro.
Yeah, your goal is to protect people. Like people are waiting to cause chaos. We live in a world where people are looking for moments to cause chaos. So if you're not patrolling between 2 and 3, that's when people are going to cause chaos because they can see.
You left at 11:57 on July 3rd.
Yep.
When everybody had their fireworks ready for midnight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's such a stupid decision. Such a stupid decision to cut out an hour early, because that would have changed everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know why, but at the same time, maybe it was on purpose. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. That Holly, the chick that got knocked out, she's gonna sue. She's gonna sue the city. She's gonna sue the city, and the city is going to have to pay. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, like she's got proof that she was trying to stop the fight or like de-escalate the situation, and then got sucker punched by a male. Because they're like, and this is going on like 6, 7, 8 minutes after the fight started. No police presence at all. You know what I mean?
But she should win, so. And I mean,
it's just crazy what's going on, man. Like there's been so many instances where, you know, that this situation happens, and it's like, okay, hey, this guy's trying to take a picture of our podcast from all the way up there. That's tight. Look, he's going to be like, oh, shit, they're waving at me. That's hilarious, dude. That's really cool.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's on the 2nd floor taking a photo of the native brand over there. Can't figure out what's going on with the photos.
He took too many. He's like, these guys.
All right, man. So what else is going on? I wanted to look up more about that UFO, bro. That not UFO. The
lots of UFO things happening.
It is, dude.
But I feel like the media is not covered it like they were. I feel like the time when we were in the pandemic and everyone was at home, there was more coverage of that than ever. And now we're not talking about it a tenth as much.
What I say it was called? E1. E1
Wee
Atlas?
wee, Iwi.
Oh, Oumuamua was the first
Oumuamua.
one. Yeah. But this one was called the was it E1 Atlas?
E1 Atlas.
Sure isn't. That is an Airstream Atlas. That's a fucking. As soon as Yom comes back, I'm about to let loose. Damn, bro.
So we are seeing. I think that most of the time when we are looking up ET, extraterrestrial stuff, all that, like, it really isn't needed to be a distraction anymore. We just need the information out, dude. I feel like the days of the distractions and using it as, like, I think people are so desensitized to aliens and all this phenomenon. I mean, the stuff we're finding about the ocean is, dude, crazy. I mean, they were talking about the Point Nemo and how what's going on in Point Nemo. You know, the furthest place from land on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Point Nemo.
Right.
Point Nemo, and you're actually closer to the astronauts, the space station, than you are anybody on land. Point Nemo. You can look it up. It's spelled like Finding Nemo. But they were talking about everything that's been going on at Point Nemo. Gotta go. I got it.
I'm trying.
You can go. I've got it. I'll talk to the crowd.
All right, I'll look up what that spacecraft coming to Earth is.
I mean, the
I'll have it ready.
asteroid.
Lisa in the building.
Lisa in the building. Yeah, that's the thing is, he's got it. He's going. And we're back. Yep, just me now. What's up, guys? So, yeah, we're talking a little bit about just stuff going on in our universe, which includes space. And we in, society have moments when we're talking about, alien encounters, extraterrestrial sightings, UFO sightings, everything of that nature. And I really am not hearing as much on the front lines in media about it, because usually they use it for a distraction. They blow it up. They try to get people distracted, and they're doing stuff in the back end. Watch this hand while I'm slipping something on the right hand, right? So, what's up? But there is a lot happening. We've got asteroids, things coming toward Earth, and people aren't obviously afraid of it because we doubt it's going to come at us. But there are things that aren't of our, I guess, earthly design, I guess you could say, that have been touching down. I mean, above Mexico, so many things have been happening in the last few weeks. Mexico is a hot spot for it, man. There was this one space craft of some degree, and it looked like they said it looked like it could be some kind of I don't know, drawing a blank. It could be some kind of drone. It could be a drone, but it moved so quickly, and it just shot out of nowhere. And there's like 15 different camera angles and people watching this drone type of light moving so fast that a drone wouldn't be able to travel that speed. It was insane. When I saw these videos and I saw all the different vantage points, I was mind blown. I could not believe what I was looking at. And I mean, these were some pretty serious news outlets that were like, and it was right above Mexico, right above I don't remember what city in Mexico, but not that entirely far from Mexico City to my knowledge. But we're not hearing about that. You know what I mean? We're only hearing about deportations and all these other things that are happening in our country. We're not hearing about the stuff that's happening beyond our understanding. You know what I mean? And I'm really here for that, because that's what the world's changing to. You know, it's only a matter of time before we're given the proper information. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's really fascinating what we as a human species are so focused on. You know,
Harvard scientist warns hostile alien craft could reach Earth in just months. That's from Harvard, bro.
Hostile.
So in 2021, there was a. I apologize if I just cut off whatever.
No, you're good.
Conversation
It was perfect transition.
All right. So in 2021, there was this big space rock that was coming from outside of our solar system. It was coming into our solar system. So basically, our 12 or 13 planets, whatever they are, this thing came into our solar system and used our sun to project itself, shoot itself back into outer space. So basically, like this thing, it was called a Muamua in 2021, and it was 0.2 miles wide, so it was pretty big. It was 1/5 of a mile wide, and when it came into our solar system, and it used the energy of the sun and this thing was speeding and slowing down, so it's not a meteorite, right? Because it's got different speeds that it was doing, and as it used the gravitational pull of the sun, it shot back out. And that was in 2021. Now there's another one coming, which this is the third unidentified, like they don't know what it is, but the one that's coming right now, it's called E1 Atlas. And so E1 Atlas is 7 miles wide, 14 times bigger than the Muamua, bro. No, I'm sorry, 35 times bigger than a Muamua. And this thing, so they're saying that this space rock that came from outer space, it's traveling at 130,000 miles an hour, right? And it's heading right towards like our solar system. So like how all the planets revolve around the sun, this thing is going to come in and it's going to come right behind Mars. It's just going to miss Mars, and then it's going to wrap around the sun, basically being invisible to us. So as it wraps around the sun, it's going to go like this, so we can barely see it as it shoots back out. And they don't know what it is, but it doesn't have a tail like a comet does. So a comet, when it's flying through the space, it's got that white tail, no tail on it, and they're saying that it's metallic. So whatever this thing is made of is shiny, which they don't like, they'd never seen before on whether it be meteors or other things. So they don't know what it is, bro. But this is the third time that it's happened within the past 5 years, and I read that it wasn't gonna be visible until 2027, but according to the guy from Harvard, it could be bound for Earth in the next couple months. A respected Harvard astrophysicist has revealed a new evidence suggesting the mysterious object barreling toward Earth this December is an alien craft. Professor A.V. Loeb and his team found that the supposed comet known as 3-1 Atlas is on an extremely unusual course to make it that will take it close to 3 different planets: Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Loeb explains that 3-1 Atlas's course is so rare that the chance of a natural space rock randomly flying along this path is less than 0.005%. Based on those findings, Loeb and outspoken believers in the UFO community have concluded that 3-1 Atlas may be an alien probe sent to this solar system by an unknown intelligence. Moreover, Loeb said that such a craft and the beings who control it would have one of two motives, one being harmless and the other being hostile. The consequences should the hypothesis turn out to be correct, could potentially be dire for humanity and possibly require defensive measures to undertake in these, that this might be proof futile. The researchers' theory emerged from a grim scientific concept called the dark forest hypothesis, which assumes that the other intelligent civilizations in the galaxy will be hostile and likely view humanity as a threat that needs to be attacked. In 2021, Loeb theorized that of Oumuamua, the first interstellar object was passed through the solar system, may also have been an alien probe, citing its strange cigar shape and its ability to speed up without the influence of gravity. So this is, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I just know that like we've got to get right with God or whatever's out there, dude. And we got to make sure that we're on the same page, because if we're over here, Joe Rogan said it one time. He said, "Look, man, there's just going to be a bunch of people running around with all coked up on Red Bull that end up hitting the red button that destroys humanity." You know, and it was a crude statement, right? Because it's like, all right, well, you know, every 12,000 years there's a reset, and he's basically saying like every 12,000 years somebody with a Red Bull can is over here going, "Let's try this," you know, but what he's saying is like it gets to a point where we get so off track and so off kilter that we just start doing dumb shit. You know?
Yeah, they say we're not going to be able to fully understand, you know, even the meaning of life or the next step until we stop being so hostile towards ourselves. You know what I mean? You know, we're like as a human species, we're at the infancy stage of development. You know what I mean? Because we are still using brute force to make waves when really we need to be, you know, talking about working on not just world peace, but like the thought of, you know, intergalactic travel, interstellar travel, you know what I mean? To go to new planets, to go to expansion of our human race. It's just we're focused on the wrong things. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the powers that be want us to be staying in our ant farm. You know what I mean? I don't know, but
for sure, bro.
I mean, it's just sad to see that we can't even get along. And there's no one even pitting us against there's no one that's, unless there is someone that's pitting against each other, but really we're just doing it to ourselves. Power trips, egos, money, it's all ugly in my opinion. I'm here for the those that want to bring peace, and everyone deserves to eat. You know what I mean? Everyone deserves to have the opportunity for wealth and prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. What's up? Hi. We're live at Native on the Levee in Newport, Kentucky. Newport on the Levee is where our store is located. If you ever get the opportunity, come down and check us out. The Native brand and the Mad Scientist are both housed inside Native on the Levee. And we have people coming out of the movies. I think a lot of people are seeing Fantastic Four based on what I was talking to some people, but I saw Superman last week. So good.
Was it?
So good.
Was it a lot of it filmed in Cincy?
There was appreciate you, Nate. Farmer Nate. Shout out.
Hey, big dog.
Farmer Nate.
Making moves.
But yeah, Superman was really, really good. There was a portion filmed in Cincy. It went really quick though. But really cool to see that. But just the whole concept of what was going on with the movie and I think the message it sent, well heard. I enjoyed it. And there's a dog in the movie. You can't get better than that. Like,
oh, that's right. There was like a 500% increase of like dog adoptions after the movie came out. 513 to be exact. 513, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
And the dog was cool. It was the best part.
Did you watch Happy Gilmore 2 yet?
I've been hearing about Happy Gilmore 2.
I'm halfway through it. I started watching on Netflix is where it's at. I got halfway through it and then I had to take care of the pups and I laid down. I was like, I'll watch it again another night because I was pretty much tapped out for the day. But I did get to start it and Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler, bro. He's so good. What's your thoughts, my dude?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've heard like he had a lot of cameos like in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like Eminem's in it, like a whole bunch of people is in it. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen anything about this. A woman named Audrey who was paralyzed for 20 years used Elon Musk's Neuralink to write her name for the first time in over 20 years.
Interesting.
She's been paralyzed completely. Neuralink's incredible, bro. That shit's crazy.
Incredible.
So I was trying to find the article about the telepathy between 100 people were in a room in China, and there was a dead part of the brain, so that they figured out that the two people that part of the brain was active or something, that they were able to talk to each other telepathically. And
how would you even figure that out?
I know, and it was kind of simple how they did figure it out, where they were able to take the 100 people, and then two of them had something different in their like brain scans or whatever. Where I've got to find the article, man, because I only saw it one time like early this morning, and I can't find it again. But it's one of those, like, man, telepathy is 100% real, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that we can't do it, especially when you see every single alien video or alien experience, and everybody says that, like, oh, the alien talked to me without using words.
Yeah.
Every single time. Like, it's not just like one person that says that. It's like everybody that's come in contact with aliens has said
they'll talk like this.
They talk to me. Like, they talk to my mind, and I don't understand how.
Which means we're just one small...
Bro, we're still in the minors, dude. Like, we haven't even called up yet. You know what I mean? Like, we are so far behind what our bodies are capable of. You know what I mean? Like, I was watching, like, David Blaine, like, 10 years ago, bro, and I'm like, there's no way. Like, the stuff that he does, like, he's just, he knows how to use more of his brain than most people. Like, that's the only thing I can come up with, because it's, like, the stuff that he does is crazy.
I wonder what he's accessing. Like, how do you get your brain to think out of the confines of what normalness is?
Right. Have you ever seen where people take the 3 bags and they've got a nail in one of the bags, and they go, like, David Blaine goes, I'm going to put my hand over the bags, and by your reaction, I'm going to know where the nail is. And so, like, the guy's trying to stay cool and calm, the whole time, and he's got his hand over the bag, hand over the bag, hand over the third bag, back to the second bag, back to the third bag, and then slams his hand down. You know what I mean? Because he knows the nail isn't in there, because something is going on with either his eyes or his mental state, or, like, David Blaine is somehow tapped into his like cognitive shit where he just can understand. But, like, I mean, you're talking like a not a small nail, a nail that will go straight through your hand. And it's people have done it before where they slam their hand down and it's gone through their hand because they read it wrong. You know what I mean? But like how, like that's crazy to think that people have that type of like mind control or mentality where they can read somebody's eye movements or they can read what they're thinking just by.
So one person knows where the nail is.
Yeah. So it's like it's you got the nail and then we put 3 brown lunch bags on it. And then you move it around so you know which bag it is. And I'm blindfolded. And then I take my blindfold off. You know where it's at. And then I go, not that one. Not that one. Must be this one. Usually, so I think it's usually 4 or 5 bags. Honestly, not 3. But it's crazy to think that these people have that type of mind control or that type of like mindset where they can read somebody without them saying anything. You know what I mean? But that's again, bro. Is that just something where they're able to access that part of the brain that we don't know how? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, where are you accessing? Maybe we are access a part of our brain as artists that others can't.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So maybe that could be a component to it. But I know that when I'm looking at situations, I'm looking at them differently than other people are often. From my experience, because I look at a situation and I'll think out loud, and people look like, "Excuse me, where did that come from?" So I have to be using my brain differently than others are using theirs. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's levels to this. I mean,
Brittany says telepathy is 100% real. Brittany, are you still here? Do you know how to use telepathy? Let's go. You know what? I need to dive into these things called the telepathy tapes. Have you heard about it? It's a podcast. That is basically about what we're talking about, how they were able to learn how to use telepathy. But there's no video, I don't think. Like, I was trying to find it, and I was like, oh, this sounds amazing, bro. Like the telepathy tapes. Let me look at this. And I think it's a podcast without video, so I've never listened to it yet. But I need to get into it, especially after hearing this whole telepathy thing where 100 people are in a room and 2 people can talk to each other.
2 people, yeah.
Like once that happens, like gloves are off, bro. It's gonna be crazy. Imagine being able to talk to somebody from across the room just by your mind.
Basically, we'd be podcasting without anyone being able to hear it.
That'd be insane. We should do that.
Telepathy episode. Silence.
Next Tuesday, we're just gonna have a podcast where we're just looking at each other, just smiling and laughing. Can you imagine that, bro? Where I'm just like,
yeah, literally, just like.
That was good. That was a good one. That's hilarious.
There's people out there. Lots of people at the levee right now.
Yeah, man.
Busy.
Past 10 o'clock, people are just walking up. Movies are always still killing it. So
they
that's
just
good,
found
bro.
out we're here tonight.
Right.
Like, it's so often. It's bad.
Yeah.
How people like, I just found out you're here. We've been here for like, we're 5 years, almost 4 years, past 4 years. And people are just discovering that we need to work on our promotion. Something. It's funny, but it's so real. But I'm going to have a whole conversation.
I had a lady in today.
That was hilarious.
That she was. Were you here for it? The lady from Dallas?
Oh, with the card, yeah.
She was like, I've never heard of this place before. And that's why I was like, are you guys local? She's like, no, we're from Dallas. I'm like, I wonder why you haven't heard of the place before. I'm from Dallas, man. Welcome here. But that's cool, though, that she was here and, like, she's 1,000 miles away, and she's like...
I should be hearing about this.
Yeah. Like, how have I not heard about this?
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's what to take from it.
Yeah. We're on to something, bro. All right.
It's just a slow...
So we got a couple more minutes left, man. Anything else you want to talk about? How was the birthday party, bro?
The birthday party was a lot of fun. Actually, we did the podcast last week, and it was not represented what the birthday party showed, because on that podcast we had a lot of the rappers and hip hop, but the real story was the bands. I'll be straight up. The real story were the bands that came. Shout out to Vampire Pool Boys.
Dope name, by the way.
Yeah, dope name. They're killing it. Vampire Pool Boys, like, and it's fronted by Percy, and she crushed it. Like, she's a great vocalist. Shout out to Zach. He aligns his band perfectly for the fans. I mean, everyone that came into that door, like downstairs, they all had a Vampire Pool Boys shirt on when they came in the door. Like, they didn't buy something at their merch booth that night, even though the Vampire Pool Boys had a merch booth. These people came in ready to go, like with their merch ready. They didn't, whether they know them personally or not, that room was filled with black T-shirts that had My Chemical Romance or Vampire Pool Boys, because they do My Chemical Romance cover songs, so it made sense. But just the energy was pretty amazing. I got to run around, take photos. I'm actually uploading photos right now to our Beyond the Stage team so that they can put together a video for me and us and for the birthday and all that, and then we can blast it out. And before you know it, we're gonna have that on social media. Shout out to Mike Heffron and John G. We're gonna get this out and let people see what we got to experience a little bit. But it was a great time. We Madison Live had a great time. Like I said earlier, I saw Santino Corleone. He had a show next door, so that was pretty cool to see all them in motion while we're in motion. We did 2 floors shows. We did multiple shows in one venue, so a little bit of chaos. So I was running back and forth between both stages, but overall, I am very, very happy with July 25th. That was a great time. KY Honey, she showed up. Who else do we have in the building? Gavin Mitchell of Firelit Sky. He's in Friday Giants, or he was from Friday Giants. He showed out.
Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me. And then Owen Keller from Dan and the Downloads. Dan and the Downloads headlined last year's. One of the headliners from last year's. He opened the show, which was cool to see. Like, the whole room was just filled with all this talent. I got a conversation with another promoter, and he's like, "How do you get all these guys?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, you like there's like 15 artists on that bill, 16 artists." I'm like, "Yeah, man, been working." He's like, "I see it, dude. I see it. Like, I didn't know you were like that, but bro, I mean," and I was like, "Thanks, man."
Did you perform?
Nope.
Didn't do it.
I booked it. I will perform in October.
All right.
But I was just really happy for my friends. They got to all play in front of a pretty big crowd.
I'm glad I didn't miss you perform, because I slowly forgot that you were planning on performing at your event, right? At your birthday?
No, I just did interviews.
Okay.
So we did a Beyond the Stage live.
Oh, dope.
We did, we brought the couch on the stage. I had the plans. I used stools for Beyond the Stage on tour, because we're going to start taking the show elsewhere. So I call it on tour. So basically just using the stools that we use at Radio Artifact to different multiple venues. Columbus, Louisville, like we talked earlier. And we're hoping to just take the show elsewhere on occasion. Whenever we want to get content, we want to be able to do it ourselves. But going forward, really, it's going to be about doing reels and just content. We're gonna do less events and more big content drops, and just do really quick interviews and just see where it takes us.
Bro.
See where it takes us. You know what I mean? And just see what we can do with monetization on the internet.
I mean, we need to set up that back room ready for interviews and shit. It's got to be one of those things where you can. Monty C comes in. Hey, let me pull you in the back real quick. Let me give you a 3-minute interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my flag. I'm talking to some athletes right now to do the Beyond the Stage sports. Some of these athletes, I've been communicating with them, and that'll be coming in the next month or so. But yeah, it's just gonna be it's another process. We're just trying to spread some love, do some interviews, and bring some value to our sponsors.
For sure.
Shout out to Leaf and Limb. I did sell a plant. I sold a plant at the birthday show. Shout out to the people who purchased the plant. Not gonna reveal any names, but
I mean that's genius though, bro. Like having plants somewhere where people are drinking, and then they can go home at 1:00 in the morning and find the perfect spot for that plant and keep it water. It's like literally coming home with a dog with less responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
finding a cat on the side of the road without having to worry
other than
about
water.
it. Yeah.
And you don't have to water them that much, really. Like you water them once every week, maybe.
I found the story. Oh, of course, bro.
But yeah, I like the plants. I think it's a big part of what we do, even though people may overlook it. I do not.
Let me see if I can pull up
It's
this
one of my favorite parts.
Amua video here.
But yeah, shout out Leave and Limb. Shout out to Kelly's Cleaning Service, Threadworks, and Creative Mills, and Mayor Law. Of course, Native Brand. Those are the sponsors that Beyond the Stage has up until this point. And we are looking for more sponsors if anyone is interested in joining the Beyond the Stage universe. We're looking for businesses that want to have some good marketing behind them and relentless, dedicated, consistent artists that are hoping to break through in some form or fashion. We are doing our own thing. We're doing interviews. We're trying to bring value to the artists and the people that are paying attention to it, because at this day and age, it's hard enough to get anyone's attention with how the algorithm and social media works. So we're trying to, wedge our way in there and bring value, and we're going to drop some more interviews. I'm excited about. We're dropping a really big interview in August, so that's going to be really cool. We're doing green room interviews, box office interviews, and then foodie, sports, and business, which we've already done business now. We did release the stuff with Carrie V, so that business is out there. But yeah, super excited. All good things in the works. It just takes time. It's a slow build. You know what I mean? We're a slow build.
Man,
what's up?
I had it keyed up, ready to go, bro. And I even I was like, all right, in case this disappears, I know where it's at.
Soon for us. Shout out to Farmer Nate. Farmer Nate sauce.
Yeah.
Some fire stuff. I did an unboxing back in the early